in 6 months, I could pass her off as a duchess at an embassy ball. I could even get her a job as a lady's maid or a shop assistant, which requires better English. You disgrace to the noble architecture of these columns. I could even get her a job as a lady's maid or a shop assistant, which requires better English. Now, how many vowel sounds do you think you've heard altogether?
I believe I counted 24.
Wrong by 100.
What?
To be exact, you've heard 130. Now, listen to them one at a time.
Must I? I'm really quite done up for one morning.
Your name, please. Your name, miss.
My name is of no concern to you whatsoever.
One moment, please.
London is getting so dirty these days.
I'm Mrs. Pierce, the housekeeper. Can I help you?
Oh, good morning, Mrs. I'd like to see the professor, please.
Could you tell me what it's about?
It's business of a personal nature.
Oh, one moment, please.
Mr. Higgins?
What is it, Mrs. Pierce?
There's a young woman who wants to see you, sir.
A young woman? What does she want?
Oh, she's quite a common girl, sir. Very common indeed. I should have sent her away, only I thought perhaps you wanted her to talk into your machine.
Has she an interesting accent?
Simply ghastly, Mr. Higgins.
Good. Let's have her in. Show her in, Mrs. Pierce.
Very well, sir. It's for you to say.
You know, this is rather a bit of luck. I'll show you how I make records. We'll set her talking, and then I'll take her down first in Bell's visible speech, and then in broad Romic, and then we'll get her on the phonograph so that you can turn her on whenever you want with the written transcript before you.
This is the young woman, sir.
Good morning, my good man. Might I have the pleasure of a word with your
Oh, no. This is the girl I jotted down last night. She's no use. I've got all the records I want of the Listen Grove lingo. I'm not going to waste another cylinder on that. Be off with you. I don't want you.
Don't be so saucy. You ain't heard what had come for yet. Did you tell him I'll come in a taxi?
Nonsense, girl. What do you think a gentleman like Mr. Higgins cares what you came in?
Oh, we are proud. Well, he ain't above giving lessons, not him. I heard him say so. Well, I ain't come here to ask for any compliment, and if my money's not good enough, I can go elsewhere.
Good enough for what?
Good enough for you. Now you know, don't you? I'm come to have lessons, I am, and to pay for 'em too, make no mistake.
Well, and what do you expect me to say?
Well, if you was a gentleman, you might ask me to sit down, I think. Don't I tell you I'm bringing you business?
Pickering, should we ask this baggage to sit down, or should we just throw her out of the window?
Oh, I won't be called a baggage, not when I've offered to pay like any lady.
What do you want, my girl?
I want to be a lady in a flower shop, instead of sitting at the corner of Tottenham Court Road. But they won't take me unless I can talk more genteel. He said he could teach me. Well, here I am, ready to pay him, not asking any favour, and he treats me as if I was dirt. I know what lessons cost as well as you do, and I'm ready to pay.
How much?
Now you're talking. I thought you'd come off it when you saw a chance of getting back a bit of what you chucked at me last night. You'd had a drop in, hadn't you, eh?
Sit down.
Ah, well, if you're going to make a compliment of it...
Sit down!
Sit down, girl. Do as you're told.
Oh.
What's your name?
Eliza Doolittle.
Won't you sit down, Miss Doolittle?
I don't mind if I do.
Now, how much you propose to pay me for these lessons?
Oh, I know what's right. A lady friend of mine gets French lessons for 18p an hour from a real French gentleman. Well, you wouldn't have the face to ask me the same for teaching me my own language as you would for French, so I won't give more than a shilling. Take it or leave it.
You know, Pickering, if you think of a shilling, not as a simple shilling, but as a percentage of this girl's income, it works out as fully equivalent of 60 or 70 pounds from a millionaire. By George, it's enormous. It's the biggest offer I ever had.
60 pounds? What are you talking about? Where would I get 60 pounds? I never offered you 60
hold
pounds.
your tongue.
But I ain't got 60 pounds.
Don't cry, you silly girl. Sit down. Nobody's going to touch your money.
Someone's going to touch you with a broomstick if you don't stop sniveling. Sit down!
Oh, anybody would think he was my father.
If I decide to teach you, I'd be worse than two fathers to you. Here.
What's this for?
To wipe your eyes, to wipe any part of your face that feels moist. And remember, that's your handkerchief and that's your sleeve. And don't confuse the one with the other if you want to become a lady in a shop.
It's no use to talk to her like that, Mr. Higgins. She doesn't understand you.
Here, give the handkerchief to me. Give it to me, not to you.
Higgins, I'm interested. What about your boast that you could pass her off as a duchess at the embassy ball, eh? I'll say you're the greatest teacher alive if you can make that good. I'll bet you all the expenses of the experiment that you can't do it. I'll even pay for the lessons.
Oh, you're real good. Thank you, Captain.
You know, it's almost irresistible. She's so deliciously low, so horribly dirty.